Queer is an adjective that's used to describe personal identities of sex, gender, and sexuality preferences that differ from the heteronormative binaries. Queer is also an umbrella term, meaning that the term itself is very broad and it covers a lot of different aspects. Homosocial means to be in a socialized space with the association relating to one gender. Stubbs Dormitory is a place where the sororities here on campus stay and house, and it's where our chapters are.
Longwood University is home to many different Greek organizations. This includes social organizations, service organizations, and academic Greeks. Social Greeks tend to be the Greeks that most people think of when they think of Greek life. Some of the values of social Greeks include intelligence, graciousness, sisterhood or brotherhood, service, and reliability. Why is this aspect of Longwood's community queer? Historically speaking, relationships between men and women platonically didn't really exist. Each gender or sex had their own separate group of individuals that they communed with. Women typically stayed with women, and men typically stayed with men in their relationships. So that's one reason why Greek life is queer. They're typically separated based on gender or sex. Romantic platonic relationships are often seen a lot in the 17 and 1800s amongst same-sex relationships. So within those queer spaces, those same-sex platonic friendships, we saw relationships between two women or two men that were often seen as more than just platonic. Romantic friendships were what they were labeled, a friendship that was stronger than your everyday or average closeness between the same sex. We see this very much in Greek life. Many Greek women and Greek men are incredibly close within their relationships. Longwood University is home to many queer students who deserve to feel safe and accepted in all aspects of Longwood's community. Also important to look at Longwood's Greek life through a queer lens, to acknowledge the transphobia and homophobia that has historically integrated itself into these communities. As time goes on, more and more progressive ideals and values are placed into these communities, both on a national and local level. It is important that we acknowledge that these ideals are no longer present and that queer students have a safe space in Greek life.
So chapters across the country, not just in Farmville at Longwood, are shifting to become more inclusive so they can have a chapter made up of diverse people who share those same values but have different beliefs, religions, come from different places, and bring something different to the chapter. Many chapters are coming up with a diversity and inclusion chair, sometimes a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee, which works with the chapter to come up with programming and education that teaches the chapter on how to be more tolerant and diverse. So the reason we're seeing this shift is due to the chapters either wanting to change it themselves or from backlash about chapters not being inclusive. And this is typically seen with chapters not including people with disabilities, people with a different socioeconomic status, people of color, people of different religions.
Here's a list of all the chapters currently on Longwood's campus. Between CPC, IFC, and MPHC, all chapters have some sort of policy statement or phrasing that says they do not discriminate on members based on sexual orientation. This means that at the minimum, all of these chapters have some sort of policy for making sure that they're inclusive of people in the queer community.
Why does this matter? It matters because there are queer members within the Greek community here at Longwood and on other college campuses that we need to be more willing to accept and incorporate within our policies. The conversation needs to keep going because queer aspects of life have been around for a very long time and will continue to be around as long as we're around. Adopting new policies to create a safe and inclusive environment is super important if we want to uphold our chapters and have our chapters last longer. What are we doing to open the door to inclusivity? What steps can you and your chapters do to become more inclusive and accepting, and as well as chapters actively taking the time to discuss these possibilities with formal recruitment coming up in January?